Okay, so we're coming to the end of the year and everyone is talking about locking in and winter arc this, winter arc that, you need to be grinding, you need to be doing this, that, we've heard it all. But nobody talks about the challenges that come and how to face them. I decided about 3 months ago that I was going to chase my dreams and my goals. But obviously in order to do that, I had to stay locked in. And I'll say I've been locked in for the past 89 days. It hasn't been easy, there's been many hurdles, many challenges, but the biggest one of all has been self-doubt. If you've ever had the courage or the desire to try something new, then you've had that voice at the back of your head that kind of makes you feel small, and it makes you feel like you can't do something, like you're not good enough. I had it with my videography business. I remember I had my first client, and even though they approached me, and even though I was already making videos for my own brand, which by the way were doing really well, I still had a strong feeling of uncertainty. I had all these thoughts running through my mind. I was thinking, what if I make the video and engagement is poor? What if the conditions for shooting are poor? And is the location going to be good enough? And also, being introverted, I was thinking, am I going to get along with these people? Will it be awkward? And guess what? When I actually got there and started shooting, it was actually such a smooth ride. And to my surprise, I actually had a lot of fun. And the funny thing is, they looked to me for expert advice when the night before, I was literally doubting myself. And here they are, fully trusting in what I'm saying and my ideas. And this is where the mindset shift happened. The reason why I had so much self-doubt was actually because of my mindset towards myself, how I perceived myself. Let me put it this way. If you believe that, for example, Michael is the greatest barber in the world, when you go and get your hair cut, you have no anxiety, no doubts that he's definitely going to deliver and get you the haircut that you want. And that's because of how you view Michael, your mindset towards him. You see him as an expert in his field. And even if, let's say, he tried something unorthodox, you'd even be inclined to just wait and sort of see it out and see the outcome of what he produces. And once again, that's because your mindset towards Michael allows you to trust in his abilities and for you to not have any doubt in your mind. And not just that, you probably have an expectation for him as well. Like you expect in your mind that he's going to deliver. And there's nothing that would make you doubt him or make you feel otherwise. Unless he's obviously messed you up in the past before, but that's a different story. But yeah, the point is, because you see him as an expert, you expect him to deliver expert outcomes. Now that way of thinking, if you apply it to yourself, it works the same way as well. If you believe that you're an expert at something or that you're really good at something, then the expected outcome should be that you're either going to produce something that is at the level of an expert, or at least at the level that you believe that you're at. And that's what I was literally missing, like before I went to that first shoot with that client. I knew I was very capable, but I just hadn't had that shift in my head yet where I actually saw myself as somebody who I trusted to deliver good work. And obviously when they had that trust in me and I saw that, it allowed me to then actually think to myself, wait, if they trust me, why can't I trust myself? But the thing to remember as well is that it's not that simple. You can't just wish yourself into becoming amazing at something. And that's where 99% of people go wrong, in my opinion. Like they say all these affirmations to themselves, whether they're talking to themselves in a mirror, they're saying all these great things about themselves, but they're not able to actually believe it. And that's the thing, like I'm not an idiot. Like if I tell myself in the mirror that I'm an amazing cook, but I know that I can't even make scrambled eggs right, it's not going to suddenly give me the confidence and the strength and the belief to actually think that I can make a masterpiece. Because yeah, obviously I know it's cap. But yeah, if affirmations is what you do, I'm not saying that it's completely useless and that you should throw it in a bin or anything like that. It is still kind of good because it does give you like an initial boost. Like it gets you pumped up, it gets you going. But the problem is it doesn't really last. And that's what I realized for myself. Like something had to change. Like I had to truly believe in myself and believe that I was capable. And there's only one way that this mindset shift can actually happen. And that is through practical actions. And yeah, without this, the mindset shift, it doesn't happen. You need actual evidence and proof to yourself that you are what you say you are, or who you say you are. So yeah, you can't just talk yourself into believing that you're good at something. For example, I love videography, cinematography, all that kind of stuff. Now, I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, because obviously there's still a lot more for me to learn, but I do know that I can actually produce some really, really good work, and I have the evidence to back it up. All the countless hours of practice that I've put in every single day to build my skills, they're literally piling up as evidence for me to believe in myself. And that's the crucial part, building the evidence. But yeah, I'm going to tell you how you can do that, because this is a very, very, very crucial part. So one of the main ways in which I built evidence was actually by celebrating the small wins. And obviously they can look very different for everybody depending on what you're doing, what level you're at with what you're doing, but you get the point. So with me, when I first started practicing cinematography, I knew my videos didn't look amazing. I knew they didn't always look right, but there's one thing that I wanted to make sure that I did, which was actually completing projects. So for example, if I decided I wanted to make a video about something, the goal was to make sure that I actually completed the video, put it together in a way that actually made sense. One of the hard things about being a beginner at that time for me was having so many abandoned projects. Like I would be shooting something and I'd sort of realize, oh, this is not turning out the way that I want it to. And sometimes it's a thing where you kind of realize, ooh, maybe with the skill level that I'm at the moment, this isn't really something that's going to turn out great if I do it. So what would happen is I would sort of give up on it and then try and move on to something easier. But then I thought, you know what? No more of that. I'm literally just going to make something and make it make sense. If it looks bad, it doesn't matter. It just has to make sense. And every time it did make sense, I would celebrate that win. It doesn't necessarily have to be like a big celebration, but I'd literally just take some time to actually appreciate that, wow, like I've actually completed something, like I've done this. Or like I might show it to somebody and say, oh, like, look what I just created. And even though it wasn't perfect, appreciating it for me, it actually went such a long way. But yeah, what you want to do is literally stack up these small wins. Think of them as like receipts that you're going to need later. And with that, yeah, I literally shifted the focus from trying to create a masterpiece to just trying to create. And guess what? With time, all those little small projects that I made, they compounded together, and slowly, my skills improved. And yeah, over time, that became hours and hours of practice, which again, for me, that's evidence. And in this journey of trying to build evidence to prove to myself that I was capable, I realized that every time I would sort of learn a new skill, I would get so much satisfaction and so much reinforcement within myself that I'm actually capable of growing and learning new things. So even if I'm not perfect right now, if I keep practicing, I'll get closer and closer to perfection. And for me, that sort of spurred me on. Every time I would learn something new, it would almost kind of like make me believe in myself a little more. And there's no better feeling than learning something new as well, like especially when you found it tough and then you figure it out. That feeling carries into your self-confidence as well. And overcoming my self-doubt wasn't like a linear sort of growth. There were moments where I would be flying high, moments where I would also be a lot lower as well, and that's very normal. For me, I remember the times when self-doubt would creep in the most would be when I'd sort of overexert myself. Like I would put in so much work that I get burnt out, and then that's when I'd be most vulnerable to self-doubt. So yeah, I'm slowly learning to kind of, even though it is harder, I am trying to slow down a little bit. Sometimes you have all these ideas and you literally want to put them out straight away, but it's not always the best thing to do. But yeah, that's something that I'm currently still trying to master. It's also important not to forget that overcoming self-doubt is not a one-time fix. It's actually a journey, and it's a continuous one. Like I mentioned, there was times where I would be flying and I'd be on top of the world thinking, wow, like I'm actually very good at what I'm doing. And then there'll be times where like reality will literally just humble you. Like you can think all these amazing things about yourself, and then you go and try and do something like a new challenge, something you've never done before, and then it doesn't come out the way that you wanted it to come out. And then yeah, it hits you and it kind of makes you think, rah, like maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. And yeah, that is definitely something that I kind of struggled with a little bit, especially when I was first getting into cinematography. But obviously through every roadblock, every obstacle, there was always a lesson at the end of it. And the most important thing that I've learned is to always keep growing. Like, there's literally nothing that overcomes self-doubt the way that growth does. And for me, that's literally been learning new editing skills, learning new ways to color grade, and just overall improving my cinematography or my videography skills. But yeah, I'm fortunate enough to say that I'm at a point where I truly believe in myself and my capabilities. And even when taking on new projects with new things and skills that I haven't necessarily done before, I kind of feel excitement for it, because I know at the end of it, I'm going to come out of it better at my craft than I was before. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video up until this point. I truly hope you were able to find some value in this video. And if you were, that you already know what to do. Like, comment, and subscribe.